What's up, dudes? Welcome in to the world of the paranormal. Tonight, we're interviewing another one of Jesse's sisters, and she's a practicing witch. So we have some great questions for her. I'm sure we're going to have some laughs, and let's get into it. What is up, dudes? Welcome back to the Paranormal Dudes podcast, episode 69. We're here again, and we come with gifts. The gift of Sandra. She is our guest today, a practicing witch, which is very exciting. We have many questions and a lot of conversations that we want to have with her. We promise this thing won't run like Amy. If we didn't cut it off, that shit would have ran for like 3-4 hours. Easily, yeah. But we stopped it. I have a feeling it's going to be the same concept here. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Before a little housekeeping before we move forward. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do so. Like this video, push us in the algorithm. We love doing this stuff, and we love having these types of interviews with people, and we want to continue that. So any support is appreciated. Welcome, Sandra. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys changing the time also. Thank you.
Of course. I think we have a little more energy now. It's usually like midnight. Jesse's already. Yeah.
That's why
Oscar's staring at screens like
he didn't. He just wanted to freaking talk shit about me. He's like, Jesse's just Jesse. Oscar.
Okay, you know what? The rest of the episode, I'm not even going to acknowledge Jesse's here.
Bullshit. Yeah, just try it.
I have noticed a lot of hostility between Sergio and Jesse just in this little time frame.
But it's been like that since we were kids.
It's been like that since kinder.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
and
I do feel like it's all Sergio.
I tried to mediate most of it, but it's
buddy does try.
Work, buddy. Sorry.
Like you two need to nope, and that's it. Children happen.
It's like the Chinese. What was it? The Chinese fly trap? Is that what it is?
Like, can you put my boss?
Is that what it is?
Yeah. You and Jesse.
I'm above him. I'm above him where I should be.
I think it's like different for everybody.
You guys are next to each other.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was above you. Now I'm next to you. Okay, there we go. I'm next to Buddy.
I feel like I'm in grade school. Like, you're in trouble. Get your fucking squareware away from me. Go pull your card. Yeah, your card.
Are you gonna put
your head on your desk and don't fucking
like
move.
On Zoom?
Oh God. So, I think we could just jump right in. I guess people do like this part of our show. Has anybody experienced anything paranormal from the last time we spoke?
I haven't.
Okay, I guess fucking not. I'm just kidding.
I haven't though.
No? Okay, no. Buddy, nothing? Damn. Okay. Yeah, spooky month is not providing. What the hell's going on?
It's not spooky. You said that last time, and then freaking something attacked Buddy. So don't be saying things.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, Buddy, in advance. I'm so sorry. Well, we could walk away from that. I guess we're gonna drill Sandra now. I know.
Odd choice of
as soon as I saw Buddy's face, drill her questions. Drill her with questions.
I am a married woman. Okay, I
understand.
I get the beard. Like, I get it. Like, I need you to dial it back a little bit.
Just pull it back a little bit. Okay.
Roll it on back. Thank you.
Okay. Miss Sandra, I'm going to ask the question that I'm sure that's on everybody's mind, except for Jesse, of course.
I thought you were going to mention me.
Okay. I have to mention you in some capacity because you're
Yeah,
part
but
of the
I
show.
told you
Okay.
you had to. You were like, no. I'm like, you're gonna like, hello.
Okay.
Nunca me haces caso. Nunca.
When what's it? Okay.
¿Sabes?
Can I ask the question?
Go
No?
ahead.
Or okay.
Please do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So
Continue, please.
Jesus. Okay. Okay. When did you know? I'm sure it happened at a very young age. When did you know that you were clairvoyant in some capacity? And when you knew you wanted to practice in witchcraft?
I know I knew when she wanted to practice witchcraft. I
Okay,
was
well, we're not
naked.
interviewing you, Jesse.
I was
See, this is what I
naked
mean.
in front of a mirror with an apple and rocks.
Is this real?
Yes.
What?
We'll get into
Oh
that
my
later.
God.
What spell is that?
I
Don't
don't
It's called
freaking,
Humiliate Your Sister.
I don't
Don't
think
worry
she
about
knew.
it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, I would
Um,
love to hear it from Sandra, though.
Well, you might as well ask me when I realized that I wanted to breathe because I feel like
Oh.
it's just been something just instinctual forever, even as a very little girl. Um, as something as simple as realizing that things had vibrations, animals, trees,
Mhm,
water, bugs. I used to love to play in the mud with bugs. Um,
mhm,
and Jesse can attest to that. Because and I mean, ever since I was little, I just always felt that everything had this like vibration or something that I couldn't really
mhm.
explain or and I would, talk about it and everyone would tell me that I was weird and to be quiet. But I've always just known and perhaps I wasn't necessarily like afraid of it or afraid of hearing things or seeing things. For me, I'm not so much like I see dead people in the sense where I see dead people just like walking around town or something. I refer to it as the knowing. That's what I call it, the
Mm,
knowing. And it's this thing
okay.
that I can hear in my head of,
Mm,
certain situations or certain things are happening or somebody will come to me and say like, "Oh, this and this is happening to me." And the knowing steps in and I can tell you exactly how everything's going to turn out, who's going to do what, how they're going to do it, um, how a person feels. So there's a lot of like empath type stuff in there as well. Um, but for me, it's not so much like I see dead people roaming the streets. It's more like I can hear. So it's more like clairaudience, rather.
mhm.
Because for me,
I
it's
see.
like I can hear the messages or I can hear what's needing to be said or if that makes any sense.
Oh, it does. Makes total sense. And it's interesting to hear because Jessie has, I guess, the way she senses things is kind of polar opposite. Like it's hers, she sees, these dead people or whatever. And hers is energy based. That's
Mhm,
crazy that the way you describe it, that it's vibrations. I don't think I've ever
mhm.
heard it in that manner, which that's pretty awesome to be honest with you. It's kind of like a superpower almost. Um and so you said you started experiencing that at a very young age, correct? Like the
Yes,
whole
yes.
vibrations and all of that.
Mhm.
Okay. Who was the first person you opened up to as far as when you started experiencing all of this?
I'm not going to say there was like this indefinite moment where it was like
Yeah.
this really crazy big thing happened. It was more just
Mhm.
like, "Mommy, why is that person sad?" Like I didn't know who they were. I knew
Oh.
nothing about them, but it was like, "Why is that person
Mm.
sad?" Or like Or Jesse, do you want to see what happens to this cat? Like it died. Do you want to go look at it and see like what's happening to it? Or like, because for me,
Yeah.
it wasn't like the fact of like, oh, let's go look at a dead cat. It was like, for me, I
Yeah.
was seeing like the change of life, I guess, or like the
Oh, I see.
transition or whatever, you know? So it was never like, it wasn't ever this just like big moment that happened. And then it was like, oh, this is what it was, you know? It was just a lot of
Right.
like little things that,
Okay.
you know, that me and Jesse are very strange because, um, I feel like we have this really crazy connection, um, where I know what the fuck she's thinking. I know what she's saying. Um, we don't even have to really be in the same house or city in this at this
Yeah.
point, you know? Um, but it's also weird because we fight like cats and dogs.
Mhm.
Oh, that I know. Yeah. Yeah. That's a spectacle within itself. That's for sure.
But
Um,
so and then because we were just closer in age, you know, she was mainly the one
mhm.
growing up that I was like, do you hear?
Experimenting
Yeah,
with.
like, do you hear that? Do you see that? And as far as like the beginnings of starting to work my practice or my craft or whatever was also just very early. And it wasn't even because like, I don't know, I think a lot, even though like we grew up in like a Methodist upbringing or whatever, I feel like
Mhm.
my grandmother and my mother were very much brujitas. And, you
Yeah.
know, my mother, my grandma, they always knew shit was going to happen before it went down, you know? And,
Mhm.
um, I believe my grandmother was a green witch. I don't think that she would ever outwardly, you know, say it because maybe it was just wasn't something that they talked about and, you know, um, but she was definitely a green witch. I definitely feel like my mother was a kitchen or is a kitchen witch. Um, and
Okay.
then just,
Would you want to explain what a green witch and a kitchen witch is for our audience? The people that don't know what that is.
oh my God. Okay. So I'm just kidding.
That was my next question. So there it is.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
could see it.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
I saw it on my
'Cause-
own face. I looked at my own square. I was like,
I know you guys are like,
Like she's green. I'm like, I'm brown. So is there like other
I'm a
colors
green
or what's going on?
So like a green witch would be somebody who's on like they have like a green thumb, right? So
Ah.
yeah. Oh, okay.
um somebody who grows
like a
things and
healer.
who is a healer, and from the things that they grow, they heal and they can make tinctures and potions and stuff. And she would
Oh,
always
okay.
grow things. And anytime we got hurt or anything like that happened, she'd grab a plant from something she was growing, or you know what I mean, or she'd put a plant in her rubbing alcohol, or you know what I mean,
Oh,
just like
okay.
things like that.
Mhm.
Wrap
um
something weird on us.
yeah, or like slather
Weird.
us in
Jesse.
something.
Mhm.
Or like
And my mom would
slather.
just let her.
And then you said
I feel
kitchen
like,
witch, right?
yes, definitely a kitchen witch. And that's essentially somebody who um, heals and does like their divinity through their cooking, right?
Oh,
Somebody
I
feels
see.
sad or upset. We're going to mix these things together and it's going to make them happy. Or somebody feels sick,
Mhm.
right? Somebody has a cold or whatever. We're going to mix these things together and heal them.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting. So I didn't know there was obviously green myself when it comes to witchcraft, and I don't know the intricacies of it or um, a lot of it. To be honest with you, I'm more of a demon and ghost guy. I get what I can from Jesse, but this is enlightening to have this kind of information and to have you here to ask these questions.
So I have a question based on that, right? Because there's people that they're very good at cooking, very good at planting, very good at gardening, is that because they don't know that they have that certain ability, or is it,
I
you
believe
know?
so. I mean, todos tenemos un don, right?
Mhm.
And we all have like how Sergio mentioned before, like a superpower, right? And I think when you have somebody who is just extremely gifted at something, gardening, cooking, um, music, even, there's even, that's even some form of sorcery too, because you're creating um rhythms, right? You're creating rhythms and you're creating frequencies, right, that can elevate your own
Yeah.
frequency. Or so absolutely, it could be that they just don't maybe think of it that way as like witchcraft, but I think there's a lot of things that people do that they don't realize is witchcraft.
Mm.
There's a lot of
Yeah, because
things.
you were talking about that, and everybody on the show knows here, um, like how my mom used to have a don, and she kind of like brushed it away. She didn't want to be anything
Mhm.
like that. And now that I'm thinking about everything that you said, I remember growing up, she would rub stuff on us, put things in rubbing alcohol, make things in the kitchen. She's an excellent cook,
Mhm.
and things like that. So I'm just like, okay, like it was starting to connect a lot of dots.
Yeah.
As
And
it
it and
has ever since. Go ahead.
no, go on. Go on.
Oh no, and ever since I met Jessie, she's kind of helped me like really put together all those dots that I've never even thought about, until
Mhm.
now, where there's like some light being shed on it. But yeah, you were saying,
Yeah.
continue.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, like, you have to realize too, a big part of our culture is, was colonized by Catholics, right?
Mm,
So if we look at our, like, earlier ancestors, a lot of them practiced animism, which is what I practice, animism.
Mm.
And a lot of us were colonized. Well, we were all freaking colonized. And Catholicism, Christianity, right? Well, Catholicism being first was what was like forced onto us. And part of that was the removal of a lot of those healing practices and working with the
Mhm.
earth. And um, so
mhm,
when you think about it, it makes sense that, we carry on these traditions from our grandmas, our great grandma, all um, como dices, like the pomadas and all of that stuff. But we don't dare, say that it's, some sort of witchcraft or some sort of craft or practice because obviously Catholicism took all of that away from our indigenous ancestors.
Because it goes against
wow.
the grain, pretty much,
Yeah.
is what it
Mhm.
is.
So that
Yeah.
explains the Vaporu,
The
right?
Vaporu.
No, it
And the thing
explains
about
something much bigger. It
Vaporub or
explains.
vaping rub is that it contains camphor, right? Camphor is
Okay.
one of the most strongest ingredients that you can use in your practice. It literally,
Mm.
like, it scares away the demons and it scares away the cold, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
camphor is used in a lot of practices. I use camphor myself. I just burn camphor um, to cleanse my home or my space, or um,
Mhm.
so vape. So it makes a lot of sense that one of the things that we carried on into now, even this generation, is el vaporub.
Wow.
Yeah.
So interesting.
What were you gonna say, bud?
No, I said it explains. Like in our Latin culture, um,
Yes.
it's true. Like what Sandra was saying. Our grandparents used things like that. They would rub on us. Oils, spices, things like
Yep.
that. And
Mhm.
it also explains one thing that we all heard probably growing up, and it was sana sana colita de rana.
Alita de rana.
Mm,
Yep.
And I've
Yes.
always said
Mhm.
that's kind of like a little like healing incantation type thing.
It is
And
an
I get laughed
incantation.
at, but I'm like,
It is
I believe it is.
exactly that. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
exactly that. It's an incantation.
So Jesse kind of touched on it a
Oscar.
little bit. You're blowing Oscar's mind right now. He's
like, "Oh
writing
my
down
It
notes
God,"
and
is.
he's gonna
stuff.
cry. I'm a
Señores,
witch.
señores.
I'm a witch. Oh my god. So Jesse touched on it a little bit earlier, and I think everybody heard it and was very intrigued, including the rest of us on the show. What is the story with the apple and being naked in front of a mirror? I want to hear this So I want to hear this from two sides.
My
I want to
God.
hear this obviously from Sandra's side and the whole premise and the purpose of it. And then I want to hear Jesse's, I'm sure, ridiculous
See, why does my side have to be ridiculous?
her ridiculous
I
account
am a
of the
victim.
event because she's
You
a
were
victim.
cured.
of
How are you
what
a
happened.
victim, Jesse?
Whatever. I feel like you could have just given me NyQuil. Like, didn't that, like, the thought of that first, like, instead of what you did to me,
Okay,
like,
let's set up the foundation. First of all, Jesse,
Okay.
how old were you when this happened?
I was like in 6th grade,
So like 11
6th
years
or
old.
7th grade. Was it like 7th grade? Like 7 or 8th, right?
No, you were small. You were probably like in 5th or 6th.
Okay,
So
5th or
when
6th, let's say.
so essentially when my nerdy ass was playing with Pokemon cards or Pokemon stuff, you were naked in front of a mirror with an apple.
I was
Exactly.
conducting rituals with my sister in
Yes.
the mirror.
That's pretty advanced.
Yes.
That's pretty advanced. Okay.
We were calling the corners while you
Boys
were
just
playing with
develop
Pokemon.
slower. Boys just
Yeah.
develop slower. It's okay.
That is true.
That's a fact.
That is true.
So
I feel like that's still the case now. I don't think I'm gonna
pretty sure,
fully mature
yeah.
until I'm like on my deathbed or something. So, yeah,
No, I don't
get
think
it.
so. I just think you'll never will.
It's gonna stay the same forever.
Yes. Yes.
I believe it. So go ahead, Jess.
Okay. So I just remember being on my deathbed on a waterbed, on my parents' waterbed.
Jess
And I was like,
this.
I was like, dying. No, I was like,
She's got an apple like this.
coughing up my lungs because I was like dying. And my mom was like, okay, I'm going to work.
Damn.
Peace out.
Are you
My
naked
mom
at this point already?
not
No,
yet.
not yet.
Okay, it's
Okay, okay.
worse.
She's not naked yet.
I'm just wearing like a camisón, like a nightgown type of thing.
Mhm.
So my mom leaves to work because, of course, like we're not sick unless like our guts are hanging out. So she was like, "Peace out." And then I was like coughing, and then Sandra like walks in and she's like, "What do you feel okay?" And I was like, "Go
Oh.
away." And she's like, "Do you want me to help you?" And I was like, "Help me what?" She's
I was like, I
"Come
can cure
on,
you. I can
I'll
cure
cure you." And I was like, "Okay." So then, so I was like, "Well, what do I have to
She pendeja. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
do?" I was like, "What do I have to do?" And we had like this dresser in my mom's room with like, it was so creepy. It was like a dresser of drawers and then it had like a huge mirror.
Mhm.
And I don't know what the hell she did. She went and grabbed like spices and shit. Cause I remember like later that day, my mom was like, who moved that fucking pepper? I don't know. And then it was like,
Dang.
she got well, I remember the apple and then it was like a feather. I don't know what the hell she had. Like, God knows where she got
There was
like her
what
supplies.
kind of feather? That's interesting.
I don't know. My mom had like, they were like obsessed with like Navajo rights type of decor. So we just had like all these weird things.
Like feather and stuff. Okay.
Random things. So I just remember that and then it was like a knife too or something, or like a blade.
What the?
And I was like, what's gonna happen? So she was like, get on your knees. And then she's like, you're gonna have to get naked. And I was like, why? And she's like, because then it's not gonna work. And I was like, okay. So then I got like naked. And then I just remember, I don't know what the hell she did. And I was like, this isn't working. And then like my grandma walked in and she laughed and then she left.
It's like your grandma
So she
knew
knew
what
what's
you were
up,
trying to
yeah.
do, right?
True.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
she knew.
Yeah,
Okay.
she knew.
Because she was
laughed.
like, she just like laughed and she was like, ugh. And then I think she's the one who told you like to get the manzana or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. And then I don't even remember after that. I was like traumatized for life.
Wow. Okay, so this is what happened for real.
Okay, let's hear
On
the
the
Sandra
real.
side.
She was stirring in bed, like stirring, right? Because
I like the amount of detail. Like,
Yes, stirring.
right? Because she wasn't well. So I was
Mhm.
like, what are you doing? What's wrong? And she's like, I'm sick. I'm coughing a lot. And I was like, do you want me to fix you? And she's like, okay. So I had a book. I always had my books. Some of these books were ones that I purchased. Some of them were my own grimoires, right? And so with my book and just with my own, just like intuition, I developed something to heal Jessie, to heal my sister. So it did involve a manzana. It did, and a blade, a variety of herbs and oil and water, candles. She had to kneel before the mirror because the whole purpose of it was that the mirror was going to trap her illness. And now looking back, that was probably so dangerous. But like,
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm all possessed.
She's all laughing,
right
all
there.
like,
It's like,
fuck.
so,
How do you feel, Jesse?
I'm like,
I think it's working.
your magic mirror work is very dangerous and only left to very skilled practitioners, not like a 14-year-old with like a grimoire and an apple, right? So,
did you sprinkle turmeric on her too, like that?
I didn't sprinkle
Sazon, bro,
turmeric,
sazon.
not turmeric.
Sazon.
she was like freaking spreading shit on my chest. I
Una
was like,
pinche nor de pollo.
No de pollo.
I was like, this bitch is gonna bake me or what? Like a
Oh, her
Shit.
grandma came in and said,
Sabor
"Hey, the oven's
suiza.
preheated already."
Sabor
she's all
pollo.
fucking hands like griddle. What the hell? Me metieron la manzana como puerco.
But basically, I mean, I can't recall 100%. Like, but the seeds of the apple are very healing. They're like blah blah blah, right? Cinnamon, salt, an array of herbs and spices and such. And we performed the ritual, and everything was done or whatever. And I was like, okay, like, how do you feel? And she's like, well, I don't feel anything right now. And I was like, go to sleep. Like, you need to go to sleep. So she went to sleep. And if my memory serves me correctly, baby sister, what happened the next day?
I woke up possessed.
Jesse,
No way.
Okay.
I
You're
was
so full of
floating.
shit. You're so
I
Jesse
was
Vega.
floating. I guess I felt better. I don't remember. But
Jesse.
I wasn't like that sick
Oh my-
anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on, Sandra. What was the oven at? The oven was at 375.
You want to bake me?
Honestly, I
I mean, I
recall,
felt better, but at the cost of what? Trauma.
Jesse, ¿cómo te trauma? How?
What if you triggered like Jesse's clairvoyance with like the mirror and all that shit, and it just
And like the chicken,
tenfold.
the booty.
And the
I can never cook the same when I put the note in my food. I get triggered.
Look, the point
Oh my
is
gosh.
that everything's fine. Like,
Yeah.
but did you die? No. And
Thank God.
and you were
But
like
did you die?
better. You were healed. You were able to like your lungs, free of congestion. So, I mean, it was like a win-win. I got to practice a
Yes.
ritual. You got to be healed. So,
Yes.
win-win.
What was that like your first like real ritual? That
Yes.
one with
Yes.
Jesse?
She did a
okay.
lot of first rituals on me.
First rituals on Jesse.
That explains.
That explains a lot. Okay. It's kind of now turning into an intervention for Jesse.
We
Now
would do it on each other,
peeling the
though.
onion
We
a
would
little
do it
bit.
on each other, or like we did a lot on Melissa, or like
Yeah.
we did a lot like yeah.
Melissa too? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh. Okay. That's kind of like, I guess it's the same thing where you pull the curtain back a little bit of Wizard of Oz. It's the same thing with Jessie. People are kind of getting Jessie's origin story of where she's coming up to this point.
I mean,
that's
it's like
cool.
with any practice, right? Like if you practice medicine, if you practice dentistry, whatever, like you have to have,
Mhm.
your practice evolves. I mean, from what I was practicing then, which was more like pagan inspired or whatever, is completely different from
Right.
being like an
Right.
animist, from doing what I do now. So I mean, it
Okay.
evolves, because as you become more enlightened, as you become as you define, what type of practice you want to do, as you discover what types of practices actually um create like the outcomes that you want, right? Like, you start to shift towards, towards a
Oh, I
different
see.
practice.
So ultimately, you would say your trajectory in witchcraft has definitely changed from when you gave Jessie an apple when she was naked up until this point.
Absolutely.
You're a completely different witch. Okay,
It's a very different
that's
practice I do
interesting.
now. Yes. Extremely different.
Very interesting.
So would you
But
say
it's
like
more
you
like
wouldn't?
energy too, though, because that one time when I was really, really sick, like I had a lot of pain, and then you did a limpia, and then like I was like great, and you were
Yeah.
like
It's a
tired for
lot of,
3 days.
I do a lot of
Oh,
energy work too. So yeah, I
okay.
did like this mega limpia on Tobias, and like it was like a mega energy, like it was a crazy limpia. I
hmm
literally had to sleep for 3 days. Like,
Oh,
no,
shit.
like, no matter what I did, no ma I needed to sleep for 3 days, and then, like, this bitch calls me on FaceTime, and she looks great.
I felt really bad. I felt a lot
And Sandra's
better.
like, "What do you
I
want?"
felt I felt better.
And I'm like, "Jessie, you look great." And she's like, "I feel great." She's like, my pain's gone." She's like, "I have all this energy." But a lot of the work that I do, and a lot of different practices too, it's an exchange of energy, right? So even something as simple as like, will
Mhm.
you read my cards? Which is part of my practice as well. Or will you do like the pendulum for me, which is what I do as well. Like,
Yeah.
all of that
Can you
requires,
read one of our cards right now?
I don't
Can you
have
read?
them on me. I'd have
Read
to.
Oscars. Read Oscars.
Why am I always the one?
Can you just read like a
10,000
couple
likes,
lines?
and Oscar will.
I was
I'll
gonna
let
say
you read mine. I've
10,000
never had
likes and
mine
go
read.
redo that
We'll
first
do
first
the
spell.
redo the ritual on Oscar naked in front of the mirror.
I am lactose, so anything that has dairy,
I'm lactose intolerant.
There will be no dairy
You,
involved in the
There wasn't
ritual.
dairy. There was no. I thought
There's
we
no
should
it'll
just
just
dairy
make it.
be,
involved.
There was no eggs or dairy.
it'll just be Habs, my good fellow, just Habs, and that's it.
But, like, a lot
You
of
were
it
gonna say something
is,
else, right? Oh,
so
no,
even
you're good.
just
Go
doing
for it.
things like that, like, reading someone's cards, or doing, like, the pendulum for them, or
hmm
even just, like intuition work where I can, tune it if you give me permission to, like, tune into you, um, all of that is like that requires me to take on a lot of energy and then, like, dispel a lot of energy, and it's
hmm
extreme it's very tiring.
Sure.
Mm.
Interesting.
So now
Okay.
that you're talking about energy and doing that, has there ever been a case where you're like, yeah, I need to stop right here with this person, or you sense it from somebody, or it's just like too much, or is it
Like,
always like you kind of have control of it?
I mean, for the most part, I have control. I'm 41 years old. I've been literally doing this practically my whole life. I have a very good um, grasp on the energies or whatever it is that I'm working with. Um, I've met people that I would just not care to even engage with or be in the same space as them, because I can feel their vibration is very low. They have a very low frequency. Um, and then determining if that low frequency is because of like trauma, or if that low frequency is just because um they're not of this world,
Oh shit.
and I've maybe come across two people in my entire life that I didn't feel were of this world. Um,
Yeah,
For the
please,
most
I
part,
want to hear this.
for the most part, the lower frequencies that I felt have just been because they're, they have trauma, they have a lot of like unresolved stuff or whatever, a lot of brokenness, or even maybe something attached to them. They're of this world, but something's attached themselves to them. But two people in my whole life that I couldn't see the humanity in them. Like whatever it is that makes you human with a soul, that I can recognize, like I can see Sergio and say, okay, he's a human with a soul. Oscar's a human with a soul, but he's questionable.
I was gonna say a third grader from Duel.
Oh,
Right? Like,
fucker.
there have been two people my
Do you
entire
remember from
life.
where?
One of them was somebody that that had come in like as a customer many years back when I was working in retail hell. They were just weird, and not just like, oh, they're weird. Like, no, like I couldn't recognize, like I couldn't see not their and just for their aura, for lack of like a better term. Like I couldn't see, I couldn't feel like their spirit. I couldn't feel their vibe. It was just, and the only thing that I could conclude was that they were not of this realm of this earth or of this world. Another one was another person um that I consulted. I have a group, we're not necessarily like a coven per se. It's just three witches that kind of get together and exchange spells, and we do some stuff together and stuff.
That sounds
But
like a coven.
I was like a coven to me.
well, the only
It's not a coven. We get together and we
We call
we
the
do little-
corners and we make people
Well,
levitate
I
together. as
say
a
it's
trio.
not necessarily, it's more of like a sisterhood rather than a coven, just because we don't actually practice the same type of magic, or we don't practice the same type of craft.
Oh,
So one is sort of an animist, but she's more like Mexican indigenous, like very Mexican indigenous. The other is a hoodoo practitioner. And she's very new to it. She's kind of new. Hoodoo is, no, it's not scary. You're crazy. But
I mean, I am crazy. Sure.
no, it has a bad rap. It has a bad rap, but it's honestly, it has a bad rap because what people don't understand too is that your practices have to align with your con tus raíces, like with your roots. And so you have
Yeah.
a bunch of like Bethanies, they're like, I'm going to practice voodoo and hoodoo, and you know what I mean? And those, and the ancestral work that is involved with hoodoo and voodoo obviously don't align with the generations now of former colonizers, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Voodoo still scares the shit out of me, though. Like, it just does.
It shouldn't.
I don't know.
It still does.
The voodoo.
I don't know.
I mean, it's really not. It just, like I said, like there are obviously they have their own. They have the Oshun, and they have a bunch of other deities and stuff that like I said, you don't want to mess with, obviously. But like I said, if those aren't you're aligned, through your lineage, right? Like if that's not what you're aligned with, you shouldn't be dabbling in those things. It's a close practice, for a lot of, and some like my other friend who does the like Mexican indigenous type practices, like those are also close practices, because if that's not your lineage, like you really should not be messing with it.
Right. That makes sense. And I guess going off of that, the people you have experience with before, have you ever come across another person of the craft that has malicious intent and is doing negative things towards people or even to you? Has that ever happened to you as well? Like
All the
another
time.
witch that did that to you? Really? Okay.
So the thing is that there is no, and I hate to quote The Craft, like the actual movie The Craft, but there is no black magic and white magic. It's all in the heart of the
Yep.
witch, right? It's all in the intent of the person. And that's like
Yeah.
with anything, right? It doesn't necessarily have
Yeah,
to
of
be
course.
somebody who works in the craft or somebody who does any type of practicing. It could be enough to
Mhm.
say like, oh, I hope Buddy's beard falls off,
Poor
And
buddy.
Damn, buddy.
And
I
we're
think
gonna
you were. I
question
think
that
you
she
were
didn't
telling the
pick on
truth.
me.
I think you were
And
telling
we're
the
gonna
truth.
question this, guys.
And we're gonna question this. She didn't make your hair fall out. Now it's the beard.
Oh, it's the
I just
beard.
like the
Oh my
alliteration
god.
of Buddy's beard. Sorry. But so it could even just be that, it doesn't have to be somebody who's
Mhm.
actually, praying to any of the gods or goddesses or whatever. Like it could even just be the intent that you
It's just
put out into the
intention.
world. It's
Yeah.
all intention.
Right.
Mhm.
Like I said, it could just be somebody saying, I hope that motherfucker gets this and this and that and that. And if your intention is strong enough and your will is strong enough and your energy your intention is to really give it to them, um, it could definitely happen. It has nothing to do with somebody lighting a candle and cutting an apple over your head, It
And
could,
that's why you don't accept food and things from weird people or people you get a weird feeling from.
Mm-hmm.
no, I think that you should
That's
be very
That's
cautious
why you asked
with
me about this thing, right?
What is
What's
that?
that?
What is that?
Rubik's
That's
cube.
that stone I told you somebody brought me,
Oh.
and you were like, "Do you
Oh,
trust
the
this person?"
stone.
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you trust them?" Well, yeah. They gave him one of those protection stones. That's how I
Yeah.
was
No, this
like,
person
"Who
I
was
trust.
Okay. So
even then,
now that you gave us a disclaimer,
yes.
now give us what happened. Oh, this is what I want to hear.
No, I mean, the thing is, I am always aware when somebody is trying to. The thing is, like, don't think that, like, I'm walking down the street. Like, I'm not openly like, I'm a witch. Hey, guys, I'm a witch. Hey,
Yeah, of
like,
course.
On the
It's not like Harry
contrary."
Potter. You're out there with a wand. You're like, Expelliarmus.
Exactly.
Like, I get it.
exactly.
Yeah.
What does he say? Skittleopolis? I've never seen any of them, so I don't know.
Skittleopolis.
I don't know. I'm an adult.
You should.
Dang,
Um,
Sergio. Sorry again.
I'm an
See,
I'm a
it's not just you,
Should.
buddy. It's Sergio too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an
I'm
adult
catching
woman.
strays along
So
with you, buddy. It's fine.
I'm an adult woman, so I don't do those things. But
Expelliarmus.
with your back scratcher,
I thought that was one of those little hands that
It's
you know
his
those little
beard
hands that people
comb.
have.
not with
It's a
the
beard
back
comb, a beard
scratcher.
scratcher.
It's so it's making
Comb,
me
yeah.
uncomfortable. Anyway, but I'm always able to tell. I have like a force field, and I just see mixed because I'm always like, whatever, I'm divinely protected or whatever, But because I have my wards up all the time in my home, on my person.
She has my kids in capsules.
I have her kids in eggs right now. They're like in little eggs on
Nice.
my altar for protection. But uh, I can always feel when something is trying to like infiltrate me. The
Mm.
way I see it is flies. Flies.
Oh,
If
interesting.
if I start to notice a lot of flies where there should not be flies, for me, that's my thing that says, oh,
It's your indicator that something's happening.
somebody's
Yeah.
trying to, and obviously the flies are just all that could be mustered because they couldn't actually penetrate it, right? And then like I'll
Mhm.
consult my girls and I'm like, hey girls, what do you think? And they're like, yeah, I definitely feel like there's been like not a breach, but something is like hitting it. Picture like a force field, right? Like something is like trying to or whatever. And then we do stuff and then it's fine.
Mhm.
I'm a nerd. I know all about force fields. Trust me.
Oh my god.
Well,
I knew Jesse.
So I do a lot of like return to sender stuff. And then
Mhm.
you always
Oh.
know who it is because the return to sender is typically not a
Sick.
practicing witch for, over 20 some years. And then you'll see them and
Oh.
they've broken out or they've, something, they're having all of this kind of like bad stuff happen to them. And it's like, oh, okay, little bitch, you was the one. Okay. Okay.
Is there like a
Dang.
LinkedIn for witches? Like, so you could be like, oh, this is my experience. What's your experience, bitch? Like, is there anything like that? I'm sure there's forums. I'm sure there's a bunch of forums.
I'm sure there are. I usually don't participate
Mhm.
in any of that stuff. I'm very much like a solitude, which aside from like
Mm.
those my girls and in my group, um,
In your coven.
aside
Yeah.
aside from them, from our little coven, um, I really I really don't I'm not in forums. I'm not in like I don't try to find like local witches in the area. I don't, it's nothing crazy like that. For the
But she
most
doesn't
part,
really do that with like friends either. She said like people in
The
general.
friends part didn't do that either.
and I don't really have a lot of friends either. I don't. Jesse can attest to that as well because I try to keep the group of people that I actually do exchange energy with. I mean, I'm exchanging energy with you guys now,
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
I try to keep that
She's like,
very.
when I get off, I'm gonna go do a cleanse to cleanse myself
I'm
from
gonna
you
have to
guys.
go do a cleanse because Buddy's giving me like if looks could kill.
Buddy's just like this.
I haven't even said nothing.
You took my fucking coffee cake in 3rd grade.
She's
But like,
not
have
my
I met
beard. Not my beard.
anything but the beard? But yeah, have I met other people? Yes. Have I met other people where I work, or whatever that talk about it, and then I know that they practice. But I feel like there's been this like uptick of people who are just like, I'm a witch, and it's like, okay, but what?
Mhm.
Yes.
Like, oh, I bought all of these things on TikTok shop to, make my altar super aesthetic. And which, I mean, whatever. But the thing
A
is, like,
beginner's toolkit on,
our
on TikTok.
beginners, which is fine. I
It's
think,
it's 50% off on the TikTok
Es
shop.
un pinche huevo, a feather, and
which is
amethyst
fine.
And no,
stone.
a sage, and it's a sage.
And a sage, yes.
And sage.
A sage and like an amethyst or something. Or like
Yes.
or like, yeah. Or like
Like una
quartz,
concha.
like a pink quartz. Y una concha.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
which is great because I feel like if it is something that's calling to you, wonderful. You should invite it and you should look into it. The thing that annoys me is I think there's a really important thing about learning like the history of witches, even in general, and understanding that for
Mm.
the most part, women that did practice this had to practice it in private, again, because of colonization. And a lot of
Yeah.
the things, and women who were maybe not even necessarily witches, but they were healers, doctors, educators, they were teachers, maybe they spoke other languages, you know what I mean? Because of their skills and their intelligence, they were seen as witches.
Right.
And a lot of them were burned at the stake. And I think
Yep.
that a lot of them had to practice practical magic, right? Which was like, you know, you don't need this fancy altar. You don't need all your little bottles matching and looking perfect. Like you literally could keep your shit in a butter tin. Who gives a fuck? Like where, you know what I mean? Like it's
En un
not
calcetín.
un calcetín. Like it's not what your stuff is stored in. Again, it goes back to the witch and the powers in her, not
Right.
in how you how you put away your things or what they're stored in, or how aesthetic your like altar is or whatever.
Right.
So
But what you're saying is it's more so of a lifestyle now opposed to a practice. Is that what?
I
Like
think
with the ever growing presence of social media and digitalism, I think is that where what you're kind of outlining a little bit?
yeah, it's just, people are just like, oh, like I'm a funky witch, like I'm a cool witch now, or I'm a funky witch now. And it's like, okay, great.
Yeah.
But have you done the homework? Have you done the
Right.
research? Have you
Do you know
done,
what you're doing?
do you know what
gonna
you're
turn someone into a
doing?
Yeah.
pigeon.
You know what I mean? Like, do you know what you're doing? Do you know that, the things that you do have repercussions? It's like dropping a pebble
Right.
in a lake, right? You do something and then all these little ripples form, and it affects everybody.
Yeah. On the forum, there's probably like people like, my feet are pointing backwards. I think I'm doing something wrong. Can anybody help me?
Yeah, no, you'll
Jesus.
never see me on a forum ever. You'll never see me on a forum. You'll never see me like advertise
On anything.
You'll
Yeah.
never see me advertising
Except for the show. Except for the show. You're
but because I'm doing it for Buddy,
Thank you.
so-
Thank you very much.
So I think to tie it in a little bit with our show, with all of your practices, and you've been doing this for so long, the biggest question that's kind of that's at the top of my mind right now is, have you ever, because you're experiencing a lot of things, you're dabbling in different practices within your witchcraft, have you ever come across anything evil in nature? It could be a demon, it could be any type of spirit, maybe a human spirit that was evil within itself, anything like that.
I'll tell you one thing. I was doing something last month, and I don't know what happened.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened, but it resulted in my mom and my dad and my husband all seeing somebody in the garage.
Yes. God.
She's all laughing about it. Like,
Shit. She's all hilarious. These fucking dummies.
God.
Jesse's reaction is priceless, by the way.
It resulted in my mom being like, hey, all night I heard somebody walking up and down the hallway. And hey, all night somebody was opening the doors and stuff, like in the hallways, like the bathroom, and then my husband's like, hey, like I keep seeing someone in the garage.
Does he belong to you?
And I was like,
Does he belong to you?
I was like, ah, shit, that was me. That was me. I'll take care of it.
so
And
is that the default? Like they just come to you, hey Sandra, there's this dude.
I know.
Like, is that you, or should I actually be scared?
Literally,
Or
no. Literally, yes. Even like my dad, who's like that grumpy, he's like a grumpy veteran. He'll be like, "Oh, your sister's doing her practicing." And I'm just like, okay. Or like, don't move that because you're those, or like, go to the swap meet. I got some crystals for your sister. Just okay.
or yeah, or
Fine.
just like
everybody.
I don't know why I picture
don't
like
touch those
Sandra making a
eggshells.
lasagna in the kitchen and incanting something weird.
Or everybody just has like, weird jewelry or things, or we have things on, and he's just like when he was asleep, like everybody was doing a limpia and he didn't want to. And then he fell asleep. We all went in and they were doing like a limpia on him when he was like,
It was a non-consensual. Yeah.
he was like asleep and he woke up. He's like, God damn it.
He was getting taken advantage of.
It was a
fine. He was
non-consensual
fine.
limpia. I'm sorry. It had to be done.
That is
Everybody had to
crazy.
do it. It had to be done. So
Yeah,
So
that's
can
all
you
I get
reveal-
is videos of my kids like
Yeah.
doing it too, because she has my kids doing it.
You know what? A lot of what Sandra's saying tonight and the way she's speaking, I hear a lot of that in your daughter, Jesse.
Yeah.
Like the way she describes things.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. tonight.
Yeah, like when she saw our auras on the video here.
Oh,
Yeah,
your colors.
that was one of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, the colors.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes, my
crazy to
angel.
think.
Yes, yes. I'm getting her
So-
prepared, my love.
Oh no, Jesse's reaction. Okay, so can you reveal, if you can, what led to this mystery man being in the house? What it is that you were doing? If
Yeah, yeah.
Or
want
what
to,
the hell you were trying to
like,
It
do?
was supposed to be organic turmeric.
Were you
and she
trying to make a
used-
boyfriend for Amy or what? And then like this man appeared.
remember those little in the 90s they had like a
Yeah,
little
those little things.
yeah, girl your boyfriend thing.
Yes.
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 No, so all I was doing was trying to call upon so I'm an animist, right? So we don't have deities, right? We believe that
Yeah.
everything has a soul, everything has a spirit. Not to be confused with like, oh, this rock has a heartbeat. No. It's that everything is nature. We are all part of nature. We are all interconnected with nature. So all I was trying to do was invoke some energy because I wanted to just have more energy or power to do this other thing I wanted to do, which is something that I do kind of like on a bi-weekly basis, which is where I like get my mom, my sisters, my husband, and I put them in a puppet. And it's basically meant
I'm all walking down the stairs of my house and my leg cracks.
not so much a puppet as much as a satchel. I should have brought props. I didn't know. I should have brought props.
Hey,
but
next time.
Like in a satchel, right? And it's like not a puppet, a satchel. And it's basically to make so the satchel is filled with salt for protection, with certain stones for love, certain things for money, blah blah blah. Right? I do this for them all the time. These bitches don't even know. And so
Wow. As long as there's not a fucking man appearing in my house.
no, so I
Un
don't know.
duende.
I must have. And so the thing is also when you're burning certain herbs, so when you're burning sage or when you're burning dragon's blood or different things, which I have several things burning all at once, sometimes you let things in. You know? Sometimes you let things in that you didn't mean to, but because you're doing what you're doing, it's like they're like, oh, like, okay, let's just march in, let's march into this world or whatever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily somebody bad. I think it was just somebody because I didn't feel anything bad.
Lost.
They were lost probably more
Although
than
he was in the garage.
Era un pinche mexicano. ¿Dónde están mis pinches zapatos a la verga? Inge su
He was
puta
like
madre.
that meme of John Travolta where he's like looking around. Where
Oh
he's
yeah,
like,
like lost. He's like,
So yeah, so sometimes when you're doing things, and that was my fault because now looking back, my circle probably wasn't as worded as it should have been when I was doing the ritual. Now looking back, but that you learn,
knowing your neighbors.
you learn, and you make adjustments, and then you get better. So I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what it was because for a couple of days, my mom was like, somebody's in the house. Like the dogs are going crazy. And it's true. The dogs would just start barking at nothing. And then mom was hearing the doors open and close. And then Jay and Renee kept seeing somebody in the garage. And but I fixed it. It's gone. So we're fine.
Can something like that be sent to someone's home?
Oh, absolutely. You can send
I'm thinking of
can
a
I
gram
contract you
business.
for some work?
I'm thinking of a new business. Sending a
No,
gram.
the reason I ask is
Ghost
y'all
gram.
remember what we were looking at in my closet.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but that was more like a black. Like
that was weird. That was really
blob.
strange.
So
Yeah. Well, the reason I ask is because I had some negative stuff go on recently in my life, and I have had somebody wishing bad on me, and it's around all this stuff that's been coming up. This stuff has been happening. And remember, my dogs, they get all crazy. They start barking and chasing stuff in the house. It's not there. And
do you think it's your ex
that's why
because
it's like,
because you're on this podcast and maybe she came across it?
No, it's
No?
something else. I won't bring it up
Oh.
because it's. I'll tell you guys off the air.
Buddy, listen to
Interesting.
me.
I can't wait.
Sergio's like, let's cut right.
Thank you for joining tonight. I'm just
As he's Sergio cut this broadcast.
No, Sergio's like Ike Turner. He's like the guy where like you're
No,
literally getting
you-
like possessed, and he's like, roll the camera, roll the camera.
Buddy, listen to me.
Like,
Yes.
Somebody can absolutely send something to you. It would need to be somebody extremely powerful and extremely knowledgeable in sending something to you. What this person or what this thing does is a whole other thing. If it just kind of like, like that, it's probably not very powerful. But if it's enough to mimic, if it's enough to create the energy in your home shift from you guys being all good to everybody, now everybody's fighting, or now everybody's not getting along, or now there's like a lot of tension like between Jesse and Sergio, then definitely whoever, like if it's at that point, something has definitely been sent to you. Absolutely.
And could it be something that has remained from past residents of the area?
I feel like
If it's
new,
just
like,
occurring, if it's just popping, okay, so there's a couple things.
I feel like
one
my
is
shoulders.
because of bad luck, or not bad luck, because of trauma or things that are happening that are bad, your own energies manifest something negative in your home. It's there's that piece, or the other piece is we were totally fine. Yeah, we were going through some stuff, but we were totally fine. And then this thing appeared that has been sent to you. If it's mimicking you,
Yeah, it is.
if
was that
it's
the only time, buddy, or has that happened again?
To my knowledge, it's only happened the one time with the girls. But because I have the new pup here in the house, I put up a camera in the living room just to watch them when we're out. You know, one of those two-way where I could talk to them and call them. And the camera will send us a motion to me saying that it hears a baby crying. And I'll turn on the camera and I'll see the dogs like running around the hallway or the living room in the hallway. And they're like staring up, like at the corners behind the camera, like if I'm the camera looking at you guys, they're looking towards me, but above me, like up
Above
over
it.
here.
that's
Yeah,
where
and
they
they're just
lurk.
staring.
They
Like
lurk,
you could see they're,
they lurk up in
yeah.
corners. They lurk up in corners. That's where they live, up in corners.
Yeah. And we had that here in my room, actually, in the top corner here. I turned the camera to show everybody that one night. We were all looking at it going, it's moving around. It's moving around. And so yeah, I'm just a question I'm wondering, because you were saying this right now, and I'm wondering, is this something that can be sent, or, and now you're saying somebody very powerful. I'm trying to think, I don't know anybody like that.
Well, the thing is,
Then again, I don't know.
person themselves couldn't necessarily be the powerful one. They could have paid some bitch on Etsy $50. You know what I mean? To like, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be that person. It could be that they went, like, fueron a una, no sé qué, whatever, right? And they paid this person to do this. So there's
Right.
that too. What
Oh,
have you
buddy, I
done?
feel like this happens so often.
What have you done? First of all,
I'm sorry, Sandra?
how long has this been happening?
It's messing with her camera. It's messing with her
Uh-oh.
video.
It's mad.
It's
It's mad right
interrupting
now.
her.
It keeps interrupting you.
I'm getting
Yeah.
really cold too.
It's mad.
And
I
my
think it's getting
shoulders
upset.
and my neck are hurting really
Mhm.
bad.
My
I know
shoulder
my
and
nipples are
my
pretty hard right now
my
too.
neck
So
are really cold, so it's like,
yeah, Sandra, it's interrupting you. It doesn't want you to
No,
talk.
I know.
I think.
Hold on.
Okay.
How long has this been happening, buddy?
for some time now. I think it's
To
in the
what?
closet.
Oh shit.
No, it's there. It's there.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it behind me somewhere.
Oh, I
like
don't.
it's looking at me.
It does not like
It's
Sandra.
on the right side.
Over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
What have you done to
Get
protect
the
yourself?
closet. He's only
I-
masturbated about 40 times a day. Doesn't do anything.
Right about that. Pretty
If
much
you
nothing,
guys see
I'm
me-
like religious wise, but I just had a female
No,
whisper
no.
buddy into my ear right now.
Maybe we should talk about what he's gonna do offline.
Yeah, we could do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for
Oh my
the
god,
clip.
fucking Sandra.
I can tell you exactly what you need to do, buddy.
Okay.
But you have to freaking do it ASAP.
Whatever this thing is, it's messing with everybody right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's only strong because you guys keep thinking it is, and because it's not. It's some dumb little bitch. Do you hear me? It's some dumb little bitch that somebody sent to try to terrorize you, try to do whatever to you. It's a weak little bitch. It has no strength. It has no power. You have no power. You're a weak little bitch.
And I know it doesn't because I tell it to stop and it stops.
Yeah, because it's a weak little bitch.
Well, guys, we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
And it was like, keep it rolling.
Ustedes querían una bruja.
This is-
I'm just saying, ustedes querían una bruja. Okay.
No, this is great.
Like,
This is great. I mean,
but he's
sounds
like,
amazing.
it's like,
You know how many clips I'm gonna get out of this? I'm just kidding.
You guys wanted a witch. I'm just saying.
like, close up.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Outside of what's going on right now, it's been very informative because I myself and a lot of people that are watching, I'm sure they're not well versed in a lot of witchcraft, and I know there's some of our listeners or viewers that are, and there's going to be people that aren't, and it's kind of because we've had this discussion before about witches in the history of humanity, that they've been ostracized and they've been unalived for basically for misunderstanding and not really not having a wealth of knowledge when it comes to witchcraft or witches, and just not understanding it. And I feel like with these types of conversations, we're able to alleviate a lot of that and expose a little more and have good conversations where people do gain some knowledge out of what we're doing tonight. So I appreciate you Sandra, for your time, I should say.
Wasting your energy on search.
Yeah. But I do want to thank you. Do you guys have any other questions for Sandra before we close out the show? We're like almost at time.
I feel like
I
there
do,
has to
in
be a
fact.
part two.
Okay.
Yeah. But actually, I wanted to ask Sandra if she promises not to throw a hex on me because I'm already dealing with one. But
she's like, only a hex of love.
It's a hex of true love, buddy.
Thank you. But did you trade in your that bad boy up there for maybe an auric, or was it a dirt devil?
That's how she gets to my house so fast.
Oh yeah, but I thought she maybe like modernized to a vacuum by now.
Oh,
vacuum?
she does.
Oh.
She'd get on my nerves yesterday with a damn vacuum.
Jesse, the
That's
house
hilarious.
was dirty.
She has a Ryobi. You did not even have to vacuum.
Jesse, the house was dirty.
Like for an hour. You were who vacuums for an hour?
Because it's a huge space, Jesse.
Well, before we go, Sandra, do you want to plug anything? Any projects you have or anything like that?
No, I don't have any
She
projects.
riffs. No?
I
Okay.
don't have any projects. Thank you for asking. I'm pretty, as I mentioned, I'm pretty lone wolf type situation. I talk to like 4 people, and
She's like, and I don't wish to speak to anyone. I don't wish to have a fifth.
They're the people I like to talk to, but I really don't talk to them that much.
I'm not like if somebody I usually do like workings or stuff through word of mouth. So like if somebody's like, hey,
Okay.
this so and so says that they would like a limpia, or they want like a satchel made for them,
Mhm.
or they want or whatever, I'm like happy to do it. But I don't it's not like, hey guys, check out my Etsy. Who wants to hex somebody? Like,
Mhm.
like it's it's not like that.
Like it's a trendy thing. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get it.
no,
Yeah, for
no, I'm
sure.
very private about it. Like honestly, as Jesse, the fact that I'm even on here talking about it is kind of makes me flustered mustard. Um,
Okay.
just because,
Well,
so it's a very big deal that I'm even talking,
mhm.
but it makes me
Well,
flustered
we
mustard.
appreciate it.
But
We appreciate it. Definitely.
yeah,
We feel honored. How about that? We feel honored. How about that? Do you have a message for any of our listeners or viewers before we go?
Absolutely. Just if I don't want them to think that uh the craft is evil or bad or scary. I mean, it can be if you know what you're doing. Um, but I want people to really explore that this world is not just this like one-dimensional thing. Um, like animism, like I said, is one of the oldest belief
Mhm.
systems in the world, along with others. But I think people, if they have a curiosity towards it, or if it's something that they want to explore, that they should, because we're all interconnected. We're all part of nature. We're all part of this earth, of this world, of all the dimensions. And once we
Mhm.
can get to a place where we can respect all living things, animals, plants, other people, for the love of God, at least other people, um, we could definitely be better, much, much better off.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you're just exploring, don't put your little siblings naked in front of a mirror.
I mean,
Don't do your test here. Your trial runs on your. Oh, I
What?
yeah, pues.
think we lost her. This thing just does not like Sandra right now.
Well, she called it a little bitch, so
It's not even with me right now.
Yeah,
No,
left. It's scared. Has no power.
you have no power. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Go ahead and close it
I'm
out. Do you
back.
guys have anything for our audience before we take off? Oh, she's back. She's back. There she is.
I'm back.
all creepy. I'm back.
But
Weak little bitch.
honestly, Sandra, we want to
Weak
thank you so
little
much for
bitch.
joining the show.
Poor Sarah just have to edit all this. It's gonna be weird. Like weak little. I'm back. Weak.
The shorts on TikTok. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking bitch. Yeah, bitch. Do you guys have anything for our audience before we take off? My paranormal dudes.
Like and subscribe and buy our merchandise.
Yep, buddy. My buddy's
No,
like,
just
don't
keep
get
on
involved
coming along.
with.
Yeah, don't get a lot involved with crazy chicks. No, just send us some more ideas, guys. Anything you guys got coming up? We got spooky month all planned out, but coming up November, December, we need ideas too, and something you guys want to hear us talk about. Throw it on up on the comments, and we'll give it a shot.
Definitely. Thanks. Ask, you got anything?
Yeah, just send stories to paranormaldudes.com and we'll feature them on the show.
Thank you so much, everybody. And more importantly, we want to thank Sandra for joining us, because this is something she doesn't regularly do. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Like Jesse said, like our video, subscribe, leave some comments. We love engaging with you guys, and we will catch you guys on the next one. See you later, dudes.